Hello, good morning. Welcome back to Monday morning live session on IELTS Speaking Mastery. I'm 𝗁𝗲𝗏𝐿. Today we are diving into expert strategies, tips and lot of techniques to help you confidently ace your IELTS score. So whether if you are here for a good score, a higher score, or even you are here to polish your English speaking skill, it's the right place for you. Okay, so without wasting much time, we can just get into today's topic. Yes, for sure, I'll be giving you a lot of tips as well. Before that, let us wait a few seconds for everyone to join. Then we can just start our session with that excitement and all. So today is Monday morning. What is your plan? Are you going to work on your dream or being lazy again? Not working hard, practicing or anything? So it is very important to practice. It is very important to stay connected with that particular modules and all. If you are experiencing a particular hardship with one paper, you need to pay extra attention on that because it's not an easy test. I won't say it is a very easy test or anything. With proper practice and proper techniques, following all the tips, you can achieve a good score for sure. So I hope you all are joining. Yeah, so feel free to drop your questions in the comments so that I can help you with the answers. So I told you I'll be giving you a lot of tips relating to IELTS today, especially with the speaking module. The first thing I really wanted to tell you is speak fluently. It is okay, or it is very much fine to have occasional pauses in between your speech, because it is very common when we talk to a friend or even when we talk to a particular person, we all pause in between to think about that particular aspect. Like that, we can even take pauses, not a like break or anything, but still you can take pauses, but occasional pauses is okay. Don't make it a prolonged one. It is not advisable. But still, you can just pause in between if you are thinking about something. That is the first tip. The second thing I really wanted to tell is you don't need to talk like a native speaker. It's not that much into the accent or anything, but you need to talk with proper pronunciation. Pronunciation is very important because if you pronounce a word or if you mispronounce a word, it can actually affect your score. And we all make mistakes. It's very common to make mistakes. So it is common to make a grammatical error or a word pronunciation mistake or anything, but correct yourself. If you felt that you made a mistake, correct yourself at that time itself. It shows that you have the ability to correct and you can just move on with that particular aspect. So it is okay to make errors in between. It is not okay, I won't tell okay, but if you make a mistake, just correct yourself. So I'm just checking your comments. Then the next tip is expand your answers. The one word answers are not always advisable. You need to just expand your answers a bit. You can just give explanation, personal examples or general examples, and even the description about certain things. You can just say or explain things. Then use wide range of vocabulary. Vocabulary is very important. You need to use lot of new words. Don't use the same words again and again. It will affect your score because it shows that you don't have that much words in your vocabulary and you are just coming up with the same words again and again. It is not advisable. The next tip is mastery of grammatical range. You know that, right? You need simple sentences, but it is very important to have this compound and complex sentences as well, because we need to show that we can excel or we can explore in all these kind of structures. We know how to use all these things. So it is very important to speak in complex, compound and simple sentences. You can even use complex compound sentence as well. Then stay on topic. listen carefully to the question and answer to that question. Active listening is the key, because if the examiner is asking or invigilator is asking one question and you are completely answering it differently, it can affect your score because you are not into the topic. So active listening is very important. You need to answer to the question and make your answers directly addressed to the to that particular question. Don't answer vaguely, or don't give a very random answer. It is always better to answer to the question, because they are asking your particular question about a particular idea, about your opinion. So instead of opinion, if you are giving a particular description about a thing, it matters, right? You need to stay focused and be confident and engaging. Show enthusiasm in your speech, because it is not about showing your weak spot or anything. Even at times we all get panic, or we all get frightened, or even we will lose our confidence, but regain it. You are talking to a person. You don't need to take it as a serious exam. If you are just thinking like that, it will affect your flow. So just think that you are randomly talking to a person and you are just explaining your ideas, your opinions to that person. So it will make a ease with your speech. So it is very important to be engaging as well. Use body language. Definitely it is very important to use body language as well. You are not sitting, if you are sitting in a particular posture and saying all the answers, it will actually affect your tone as well. We know we need to control our intonations. We need to be very careful about our stress, rhythm. All these things are important. So your body language actually helps with all these things. So you need to be very careful with your body language as well. If you have any particular body language, that is, for few of my students have this particular habit of stabbing their legs, so it is not actually advisable. Body language is very important. So like the eye contact is very important. You can't look here and there, or even up or down and talk. Someone is sitting next to you or opposite to you, so you need to talk to that person, right? So we should start from here itself. You need to practice it with the eye contact. And when it comes to practicing, you need to practice regularly. When it comes to speaking, it is very important to practice daily or regularly. You can even record your voice and you can hear it yourself and make corrections. And it is always good to have a company with you, so that you can just help or seek the help of that person, and then you can talk. And then the main point, stay calm and positive. It is okay to make mistakes. It is okay to have certain errors while you talk. Then once you make an error, just move on with that. Don't stay there and think that, oh my God, I can't do it anymore. It is okay to make mistakes, but don't stuck in between. You need to move on. You need to keep going. Don't let it affect your overall performance. So if you are making a mistake at the first 5 minutes or the first part, it's okay. You have 2 more parts, so you can just correct yourself, or you can just perform really good in the next 2 parts. So don't get stuck there itself. And I will always explain the 3 parts for you. Today also I'll tell you about the 3 parts. The first part is 3 to 5 minute session. That is a personal session. That is a kind of ice breaking session where you can just feel yourself stay calm and positive. Here the examiner will ask more about you. It is more making you comfortable with the test. And the second part is cue card session. It is a 3 minute session. 1 minute they will give you a cues. They will give you a question along with 3 to 4 cues or prompts, from which you can develop for 1 minute. And in that particular time you can just think how you can just frame the whole thing, organize your thoughts and all, and you need to continuously talk for 2 minutes, and when the examiner says stop, you need to stop immediately. You can't just say an extra word after that. You need to stop immediately. And that is all about the cue card session, or the part 2 session. And then comes the part 3 session, and that is follow-up question or discussion session, where there will be questions. It is not like the first part, more general questions, and we need a detailed answering. 4 to 5 sentences is always advisable here. So most of my students tell they are facing little bit of hardship with the cue card and the follow-up questions. Today I am here to help you with one question, how to answer. It's a very general question, and maybe you will get the same question for your exam as well. So we will go to that, and I'll explain how to answer it. I'm here with a sample answer and also a follow-up questions, not a follow-up questions. I'll give you 3 follow-up questions along with the answers, so that you can just know how to use it or how to say it, and don't ever memorize the answers. My experience is not same as yours, so you should come up with your personal experience. And I'm just giving you a frame, or I'm just helping you with the answer key, like how to answer to that particular question. So let us get into one cue card. I hope it is on the screen today. Yes, it is there. So you can all see the question, right? It is a very easy question, but it is a troublesome for a lot of students as well. So today we are going to do this question. Let me check the comments. Okay, so describe a time when you received good news. Is it a good news? No, it is actually wrong. A good news, we can't say a before news. So describe a time when you received good news. What the news was, when you received this news, who gave you the news, and explain why it was good news. So here the question is about a good news. We all are familiar with this topic, and daily we are experiencing a good thing or a bad thing. It can be a small or a big one, but still we all have or personal experience with that, right? Here there are certain tips for you. The first tip is we need to talk about a good news. That is the question. Good news. So first thing you need to do is you need to identify a particular news which you want to talk about. It can be a general one or it can be a personal one. Whatever it is, it should be a good news for you. It's not a general good news. It is about you, the personal question only. And they are helping you with one more thing, the grammar. So which one we are supposed to use here? Past tense, present tense, or future tense? Look at the cues. I am underlying certain words. Which are they? Was, received, gave. So all these are which tense? Past tense. So this cue card is answering to the past tense. That is, something that happened in the past was good news for me, and I am gonna tell about that particular incident. So I will give you just 1 minute of time for preparation, so that you can just come up with a news along with these 4 answers. And don't write a complete sentence for any of these questions, because if you are writing the whole sentence, you can write maximum of 5 to 6 sentences. You need to think in between as well, right? So it is always advisable to write keywords, certain vocabulary, and the answers. It is like when you look into that paper, you should know where to answer or what to answer next. So you need to help yourself. You can even make a cross and answer to that. Even you can make an arrow thing and you can answer to that. It is according to you. Whatever catches your eyes, you need to do that. Now I'll give you 1 minute of time for preparation so that you can come up with an answer. You all are doing now. I hope you are ready with your answers now. Anyway, you all are ready with a good news to share, right? Yes. Sometimes we can't recollect any particular good news. In that particular time, we were like brain will be confused and we can't come up with any particular idea. In that time, you can make your imagination. So it is not about the authenticity, or it is not about being truthful to yourself or anything. You need answer, that's it. So you can just come up with a very normal thing or a very imaginative one, a creative one according to your wish, but we need an answer, that's it. So are you all ready with a good news to share with me? So you can just write it in the comment box so that I can just see and understand and correct you as well. So what the news was? So you need to talk about the news, what the thing is. Then you need to talk about the time. You need to talk about the time when you received this news. And the next thing you need to talk about is who the person gave you the news. So what the news is, when you received, the time you received the news, and who just gave you that particular news or who shared that particular thing with you. And you need to tell us why it was a good news, why, the reason as well. So here you need to talk about the news and the time you received it, then like the person person that shared with you, and also the reason why it turned out to be a good news. And for your better understanding, my sample answer, I just divide it into four paragraphs so that you can just look into it and you can understand, or I'm just answering to the questions. And we need a story. If I answer what the news was, the news is I received a particular offer from a college. If I am saying like that, it is just 1 to 2 sentences and I can make it a whole paragraph, right? So I need to make a story for that. I can just come up with a very imaginative one. It's my wish, it's my choice to just come up. I just need words, or I just need a particular flow for my fluency, for my answering. So I'm just coming up with an imaginative one and I'm just telling how important this is and what the news is and all these things. So I hope you all are ready with your answer. I'm just moving on to my answer now. You can just look into it. The first paragraph. So I'm just